Now at noon, day 3 of the Delphi murders trial is underway with a focus on witnesses describing the crime scene where Libby German and Abby Williams were found almost 8 years ago. One big headline that came out just before court today concerns over one of the most notable pieces of evidence we've had in this case. This video of a man near the Monon High Bridge taken from Libby's phone. Meanwhile, CBS 4's Russ McQuaid spent the morning in the courtroom hearing about the graphic details of this murder scene. Russ, what have you heard?
And good afternoon, Melissa. Our day started. We had 2 witnesses this morning. The first one, Deputy Darren Giancarlo. He's of the Carroll County Sheriff's Department. He was the first lawman to arrive on the scene after volunteer civilian searchers found the bodies of Libby and Allie on the Deer Creek, not far from the Monon High Trail, on February 14, 2017. Giancarlo choked up a little bit as he described to the jurors what he saw when he walked up on the scene and saw the bodies of the 2 girls. Then we heard extensive testimony from Sergeant Jason Page. He is a crime scene investigator for Indiana State Police. He was the main investigator. He talked about how he came down from County Road 300 North, just down from Morning Heights Cemetery, discovered the girls' bodies perhaps 20 to 20 some yards up from the north bank of Deer Creek. He cordoned off an area the size of a football field as a crime scene in general. He narrowed that down to a 30-foot diameter around the bodies of the girls. The jurors saw some 42 photographs that he took out there that day and the next day, February 14th and 15th, of the bodies of the girls of the crime scene. When you look at those, and these are sketches, or well, not only sketches, but also photographs the general public has never seen. Libby German is lying on her back on one side. She is not clothed. One hand is resting up against a tree, and you can tell from the photographs in a close-up that there is blood covering her face from the neck wounds, the slashing wounds on her throat that took her life. Then arranged or just set off to the side in almost a V pattern, probably 3 to 5 feet away, is the body of Abby Williams. Abby is clothed. We've been told she was wearing Libby's clothes at the time when the bodies were discovered. Those clothes did appear to be damp and wet, and on both girls you could see that someone had gone to a great deal of effort to arrange and cover them with sticks and branches. Now, these are more than just sticks. These are branches. One of them significantly, I would guesstimate the size of the diameter almost of a coffee can. These sticks had been arranged, and they weren't just tossed on willy-nilly as if to cover up the bodies to be shielded from view, but rather in a direction in V's and geometric patterns, and they were across both bodies. Just from a layman's point of view, from looking at that, it looks like Abby's body was treated, such as it was at a murder crime scene, with more respect than Libby's body was. And we were all in that courtroom this morning with both the family and the jurors as we all took a look at those photographs for the first time.
Now, Russ, just hearing you explain that is challenging for me to listen to, so I'm sure seeing the images is more challenging. The judge has said this would be one of the hardest days for the jury. What is it like being in that courtroom?
Well, the family is in there. The families of Abby Williams, Libby German, and even Richard Allen's family sat right in front of me. I do know and understand that the victim's family have seen these photographs before. It doesn't make it any easier, but they do know what to expect. I was looking at the jurors. The jurors were studying intently the large video monitor that the photographs were displayed on. It was a very somber mood in the courtroom. You could feel a few people gasp slightly when they spotted, and of course those are a lot of folks from the back rows that are social media and members of the public who are attending. I had my eyes on Richard Allen. Richard Allen has been sitting, as he is, at the defense table, perhaps 10 to 12 feet from the video screen, right up in the front of the room, staring intently, his hand on his chin, looking at that screen, and wearing his glasses up on top of his head. So perhaps he has seen these photographs for one of only the first times, or, as the prosecution claims, he is triggering what he saw the day he was allegedly out there on February 13th, 2017.
All right, Russ, reporting live for us from outside the courthouse. We're going to hear from you later today with more on what happens this afternoon. Now, like we mentioned, there's been a motion today concerning that video taken on Libby's phone, which investigators say may show the killer giving orders to the girls. Prosecutors argue that Richard Allen looks like the man in the video, but the defense argues it's too grainy to tell, and they believe having anyone testify over the video or audio would be, in their eyes, speculation. Now that's up for the judge to decide.